Hi, this is Tasha with Pathways to Peace Counseling, and I want to show you an oldie but a goodie. This is my first counseling game, Cognitive Distortions. Counseling games have come a long way since then, but this is still a really good one, and it is my biggest. It is full of cards. There are so many of them, and the game board is huge. So, um, all right, so there's a bunch of different cognitive distortions that this game talks about, and I will quickly go through them. Mind reading, blaming, magnifying, filtering, controlling, catastrophizing, and global labels. So to begin with, it does have an instruction sheet that kind of tells you a little bit about what you're doing. And so back to the giant game board, you start in the middle and you kind of spiral out. And so a lot of these cards are situational cards. Some of them are more like defining what the cognitive distortion is. So true or false, catastrophizing is making a big deal out of small issues. It is assuming the worst of situations. People who catastrophize are expecting bad things to happen. When anything bad happens, they feel that it is absolutely horrible. They are frequently asking themselves, what if? That's a mouthful, but I wanted to really explain it well. And so there's a lot of true false questions. There's a lot of situations. And so, I mean, like catastrophizing, you think of Chicken Little and the sky is falling, the sky is falling. So any little thing, they kind of blow it out of proportion and, it's doom on all of us. So that's what that one is about. Global labels, you see a lot about discrimination, racism, gender inequality, things like that, of basically saying if somebody isn't like me, there's a problem. And so this really helps break down some of those unhealthy mindsets. So controlling is all about, if I can't be in control, we have a problem. I have to be able to tell other people what to do. Mind reading is all about assuming, thinking that you know why somebody did something. And that leads to a lot of problems in relationships. Blaming, unable to take responsibility for your own behavior. Magnifying is similar to catastrophizing, but it's a little bit different in that catastrophizing is kind of outward, like everything is doom and gloom and making a big deal of, but magnifying is more bringing it in as far as there's this one issue and I'm going to focus all my attention on this one issue. For example, you might have a day where 6 or 7 things went really well, 4 or 5 things didn't go well, and kind of focusing on that one thing that didn't go well and making that a big deal, and then there's filtering, having a pity party, making excuses, filtering out the good aspects. So there's a lot of overlap between some of these cognitive distortions, but this is especially good for maybe older elementary into middle school and even maybe high school kids who are, they're stuck in their thinking and it's causing relational problems. It's causing maybe some depression, high anxiety, and they've got to retrain those thoughts. And so bringing awareness to the cognitive distortions can really help. It's kind of a start of being able to, first you got to recognize the problem and then you can deal with it for what it is. So anyway, it's a good way to introduce it because if you've ever sat down with a kid and tried to explain cognitive distortions, it's not easy. So the game just kind of makes it a little bit easier to get it done.